Hi ladies and gentlemen, ni Edgar Rafael Ndani. This is Bongo Forex weekly market forecast and weekly market analysis. And to Yukumbush, let's remind ourselves, guys, this is educational video and it's not intended to give you any sort of signal. So any trade you're gonna make based on this analysis is going to be upon your own risk. Now bear in mind, guys, this week tunafanya a Swahili version. Now just try my best to cater to everyone. Now I realize that majority of our followers from Tanzania, they all speak Swahili, Tanzanian, Kenyan, Rwanda, and I would love to disseminate this session in terms of Swahili. So anyone who doesn't understand Swahili, apologies for this week. Now allow me to crack on. Sasa basi, kama unajua tutaanza kuongea kwa Kiswahili. Hii analysis yetu leo is based on purely Swahili. And so yeah, tunaanza wiki vizuri sana by looking on how we can sell the dollar. Na dollar last week ilishuka kwa kasi mno. Just wait guys, give me a dollar last week, before last 2 days and last week ilishuka kwa speed mno kutoka 98.36 to 97.26. Na hii ni moja analysis ambayo tulipredict beginning of the week, na tulisema kwamba we are looking for that tunatafuta ile turnaround, lakini with the confirmation through that minor support level ambayo ilisababisha price kufanya hiyo, then kuanza kusell off all the way down to break that uptrend na kuendelea all the way down to that key support area. Remember, hii support area, it had been kissed more than twice, hence creates a very strong support area for this coming week. So probably our take for the coming week, I want to see dollar ikifanya hivi and then break through this support line and ride all the way down to 96.5, or then after that that'll be a minor support, and then once see price ikitoka hapo ikishuka all the way to 9600. All these three jumps we forecasted last week, and I'm going to forecast again having the same bias on the dollar kwa ajili ya wiki inayofuata. Now we strong believe kwamba Donald Trump wants cheap dollar, so he's going to do everything to make sure the dollar goes down, even though it's not in his total power to do that. Wakati Powell, the Federal Reserve wa Marekani, ndo mwenye hiyo power, na juzi kwa anaongea the possibility ya ku practice Jackson Hole. Kama unajua Jackson Hole, just google it man, utaipata kwenye Wikipedia. So these are the key support areas that I'm looking forward for the coming week. Now remember, we're not trading the DXY, we're just using it as a navigator to look for key areas of potential opportunities. Hii inasaidia ku reflect the influence of the dollar against all other currencies in the market. Now jumping onto USD CAD. USD CAD is an interesting trade, but not that much katika wiki hii, kwa sababu first tuna weak dollar and secondly tuna weak Canadian due to sell off of oil prices. Kumbuka uchumi wa Canada unategemea sana oil as the main exporting commodity, na hiyo price yake isipofanya vizuri, hence the sales, and in terms of return on the sales, in terms of return inakuwa chini na budget yao inakuwa dwindled. So as a trader you have to factor in your economics your economic information to the prices and trying to understand where the price will go next. Last week we saw this as an opportunity to sell. If you recall, katika our weekly analysis tulisema we're looking for USD CAD sell around those areas, na kweli price imeshuka, ka break through that minor support, is going all the way down. Now what I'm seeing for this week, probably this is what I'm expecting. Now we're trading on negative on the dollar, at the same time the Canadian is weak. So probably what will happen for this week is this: price itakuja kwenye support level and then coming back all the way to the resistance area. So I'm not very optimistic on that trade. Also not very optimistic on any price movement on USD CAD, because two currencies, they all have negative or bearish sentiment to them. Now that is not very attractive to me as a trader to look for. Otherwise, if the trade breaks through, I would love to see that by putting a sell stop around 1.32500. Now we're looking for the support as my take profit around this area, and then probably keep break through. I would like to see it continuing all the way down. This will be, at the end of the day, we conclude as a new trend formed in the market. Now secondly to move to USD chef. Now USD chef is it's quite good. It's quite good pair, and all that bad trade. And this trade itakuwa ni a very short trade to I'll say so, because what I'm waiting for katika USD chef, nataka nione price ikifanya hivi ije katika area, then it pull back and retest it all the way down to 0.97028. So that's a no-brainer for me in terms of it's just trading based on the weak dollar. Tunategemea price itashuka all the way down to those support areas. So can't wait to put my buy limit around those areas and see how the price is going to react along those areas. Thirdly, tunaangalia USDJPY. This is a very good perfect trade. Now trust me guys, last week you could take only 2 trades and you could made a lot of money. Now there's something called opportunity cost in trading. Sawa, dola inafanya vibaya, but doesn't mean kwamba you're going to trade all currency pairs based on that information. Kuna currency pairs ina react very good na giving you enough pips, na kuna zingine zita react vizuri. Mfano mzuri, last week tuliona USD react vizuri, USDJPY pia react vizuri sana USDJPY, lakini USD CAD react kidogo sana. New Zealand hata ku react, Aussie dollar hata ku react. So this is because easy currencies ambazo ziko against the dollar, not all of them they have a very positive sentiment to them. Kwa hiyo you get that lack of juice, lack of pips to squeeze the price further to one direction. So for this DJPY, mimi nategemea price ije itoboya that support level, and then we're going to start to look for further sell off of that USDJPY. So probably something like this, and then you drive the price all the way down to 101.366. Fourthly is USD Mexican peso. Maybe most of you might be wondering why I'm trading this particular USD Mexican peso is because hii currency Mexican peso ina experience a really bad economic turmoil katika Argentina. Kama ushasikia bond prices, and even stock market really crashed more than 50% last 2 weeks, and that creates a lot of uncertainty katika uchumi wa Mexican peso. They're about to default for the 3rd time on their bonds. Kwa hiyo at the end of the day, currency yao is very 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 negative, unlike the dollar, which is also negative. We hardly see any reaction price kushuka chini based on dollar. So mwisho siku inanipa even more certainty on the further upside or continuation on the USD Mexican peso. So next week I'm just looking for the buy for this currency pair, and I'm trying to look for just that minor bounce over there to that support, which was a resistance. Then we just want to drive the price all the way up. So that trade is very very easy trade, guys, just pure fundamentals, hamna uchawi katika your trade, and I hope umeelewa vizuri sana. Now fifthly, we're just going to jump to GBP JPY. GBP JPY. This is what I'm looking for at the GBP JPY. Tuna 1 2 3 4 5 kissing points. This also creates a very strong bias on buying GBP JPY. Why? Because last week Uingereza walisema kwamba hawatabadilisha governor wao until the Brexit iishe, ambayo Brexit talks ni I think kama mwisho mwezi ujao. Karibuni wataanza kudiscuss on the deal. Kwa wamesema hawatabadilisha governor anytime soon. Governor anaitwa Carney, hawatambadilisha anytime soon. So hiyo ni some sort of positive to the whole aspect of GBP. Uingereza, the economy is quite good because creates business as usual environment, and hence tumeona a massive sell off GBP JPY for the last few months. More than 60% drop on GBP JPY, so it's fairly undervalued. So however, JPY still hold strength against it. So it's a trade that I will advise you guys, weka lot size angalau kidogo. Don't be very greedy on this one, but I'm expecting a further upward move on that GBP JPY. Next itakuwa USD try, which is USD Turkish lira. USD Turkish lira, you can see the dollar is doing extremely good, and it keeps on going higher and higher and higher. And it's because you can get all of these emerging markets that are performing really bad. Their currencies are doing really bad. So you still see some sort of strength of the dollar against these particular emerging markets. Emerging markets income Argentina, Brazil, South Africa, and Uturuki, and India as well. So I want to see the price come to that particular point here, and I want to put my sell around those areas. Maybe drive the price all the way down, maybe break through there, and then drive the price all the way down. So that's my take on USD try. Next is Euro Aussie dollar, guys. This is a very good trade. My pal Moses told me about this trade. Now ni trade ambayo kwa miangalia kwa uangalifu sana. A lot of people are just waiting to sell euros dollar, lakini angalau euros dollar hii imeendelea kupanda juu na juu zaidi, itabaki kuwa juu. So my take on your euros dollar, kama uli miss your trade, simply just put a buy limit at 1.6403, then look for the upside move or any bullish pattern along the way for Euro Aussie dollar. Lastly, on terms of currency pairs, Euro GBP is so beautiful. It may formulate some sort of head and shoulders. Kama you mana head and shoulder, just join Bongo Forex na kufundisha what head and shoulder is. Those areas are head and shoulders. That is our head. So these areas create a very strong like a pattern in the theory. It's called head and shoulders. So as soon as we break through that neckline, we're looking for further sell off of Euro GBP all the way down to 0.89848. So tumemaliza all currency, guys. Allow me to move on next to indices. Last week also we talked about S&P 500. We look for that short around those areas, also put a line there as a minor support level. Ambayo tulisema kwamba if the price breaks through around those areas, we're going to look for further sell off, and that happened actually, and that was a really good trade for us. Remember, S&P carries a lot of pips. So on that trade, simply just like if you took that trade all the way down to that area, you're talking about a couple of thousand pips. Let's look at that. You're simply looking something like this. We're talking about 800-700 pips on that trade, and if you took that trade, guys, good for you guys. It was an awesome trade, and it's simply fundamentals, guys. We're experiencing economic recessions. All leading indicators zishatupa kwamba we should sell any stocks, any sort of indices from time onwards. So yeah, that's why my bias was negative on S&P 500. Kama sijamalizia, I just want to talk about the DAX. Okay guys, nisameni sana kwa hiyo background noise. It's just neighbors hapa kuna kelele nyingi, but yeah. So the DAX, I'm looking for that breakout through that area, and by what that means is if the price breaks through this area, we're just looking for that retest, and then all the way down to 11314.27. So DAX would be a very short-term trade based on this just few amount of pips, but that would be a great trade to look at for the coming week. So guys, this analysis I hope was very simple, very straightforward, very clean, na ilikuwa rahisi kwa watu wengine kuelewa. Nimejaribu kuchanganya Swanglish. My Swahili is not very good katika kuanalyze markets, but I hope imenyelewa kwa kiasi fulani, na nashukuru sana kwa nyinyi kupay attention to my analysis, na I hope I'm gonna see you next week. Remember guys, kuwa notebook when you unaangalia video, write things down, have a trading plan, have a risk reward management is really important, and control your loss sizes, guys. Don't get so greedy. So some trades you have to hit the home runs, ambazo ni trade ambazo za sure wins. Sure wins trade will be something like I'm looking trades like, alright, not that one. Trades kama yes, trades kama Euro Aussie dollar, that's a sure win. that's a totally home run. Euro GBP also a home run, so you can maximize your returns by put a bit of low size in there, risk a bit, but remember, don't risk more than 2 to 3% of your account. Kama nione mtu dola 100 kwenye account yako, do not risk zaidi ya more than $1 per trade. So be careful, guys. I know it sounds stupid and silly, but it has a lot of meaning behind it. So just trust the process, guys, and be patient, and you're gonna make money. Karibu Bongo Forex, and I hope I'm gonna talk to you guys next week. Now remember, next week tunayo the one and only crash course pale Junction Plaza. Karibuni hapo ofisini, tutahost hiyo event. Itakuwa ni nzuri sana for new beginners traders to all advanced traders. It's just a community coming together and share ideas. Karibuni sana na asanteni. Cheers, peace, bye.